Can we hear Spears chewing, or is it just out loud that we can hear it?
I don't know, but Speare's out, guys.
Spears out.
Oot and a boot.
We're giving her because this is a rare daytime recording. This is my lunch break today, is recording this episode. So we'll see if she's going to be good.
Yeah.
If she keeps being good, then she can stay.
So place your bets now, folks. How's it going to go?
Please don't pee on the floor.
Please don't pee on the floor.
Abby and Kat were born in 1997 and became best friends when they were 6. Grew up together and started a band and bonded over music ever since. 20 years later, they are all grown up and spend their free time analyzing lyrics. Now here they are talking all about their Lord and Savior, Dr. Taylor Allison Swift. Taylor, if you're listening, we love you.
So, welcome to Swiftlore Podcast, where we dive into lyrics and lore of our Lord and Savior, Dr. Taylor Allison Swift.
Absolutely, that's why we're here.
I'm Kat.
I'm Abby.
And we're little teapots.
We're little teapots.
We hit a little teapot pose.
We're spooky teapots.
We're spooky teapots.
For spooky season.
This is our Halloween episode. So, boo.
Ah!
Thank you for that. So, I think that you should edit it so that there's not a pause.
I don't think I should. So
just pretend that was an instant. You know, she hit the freeze reaction.
Sometimes I have to buffer a little.
You know,
it's okay.
Fair enough.
Maybe your audio is just buffering. Have you checked your internet?
Don't gaslight them.
Sorry.
What's spookier than gaslighting? And that's why this week I'm covering Haunted.
And I'm covering Down Bad, as evidenced by the fact that I'm in my gym clothes for crying at the gym, but I'm also wearing my little Alan shirt over it.
And I got ghosts on my shirt. They're holding hands. One of them has lipstick, or one of them has blush and eyelashes, and the other doesn't. But I want to make it clear that they are girlfriends.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is the mask ghost,
Yes.
and then this is the femme ghost.
Yeah.
And they're in love.
Your gay ghost.
My beloved gay ghost and me.
Sitting on a shirt. K-I-S-S-I-G.
I'm just holding hands.
Okay. Well,
it's, you know what, we tried to make it work, and sometimes
I just revisited my gay ghost book that I didn't realize was entirely a metaphor for being queer until after the fact. And I was looking through it and I'm like, I really should make an effort to rewrite this because there's a lot of good bones here. Spooky, scary skeletons.
Speare heard bones and she went to her toy bin. Please, if she gets something squeaky, she's got to go in the crate.
I also showered to the song Spooky, Scary Skeletons this morning.
I've been listening to, so we have like a monthly playlist that we make every month for the Patreon, and Abby put Spooky Scary Speare, no thank you.
It's the first song.
Go lay down.
The Spooky Scary Skeletons remix. It
slaps. I skip it every time.
What?
I can't just listen to that song. Like, I'm just like in the car driving to go to my run club, and then
that's how I started my day. I love that song. Speare's here.
She's sniffing.
She's sniffing around. She's hanging.
Okay, and
it's
she's going in the crate.
Baby. Oh,
okay,
baby.
crate time.
So in case you're wondering, Speare lasted approximately 2 minutes.
I think what's important is that she tried, and then she just was like, Abby, I love you. And then she came over.
I love her too.
Started jumping on Abby, and I was like, this is going to go downhill very quickly. I think I've seen this film before.
Okay, so we just did a little unboxing video. One of our lovely, lovely, lovely patrons, September, sent us a care package.
It's and this is a great segue.
Yeah.
So next month we're taking off because just mental health, life is crazy. And so September sent us bath bombs and face masks, and
we got really emotional about it.
I'm not crying about it right now, but later tonight when it hits, I will cry about it
when we have our face masks on.
Yesterday I cried to Kiss You by One Direction. And I was listening to Take Me Home, and literally the song before it was over again, and I was like, I feel normal about this. And then Kiss You came on, and I was like, this song has brought me so much joy. So that's what I'm crying at right now. So later it will hit and I will cry.
Yeah, it's a hard time of life, I think, for everyone right now. So everyone take care of yourselves.
But also, PSA that if Taylor does drop or announce Reputation TV, well, we are on our break. We will rise up from the dead. We do it all the time.
That was a meme that actually September also made and sent to the chat, was about like, well, what happens if Rep releases? Then what?
She did the I have no fears, and then it's a shirt that says like Reputation TV is announced while Swiftlore's on break. It's like, I have one fear. That's
very funny. Very
real.
Funny. So thank you, September. You are
the best.
Where's the applause? I live for it. Thank you, September.
So what else is happening in life?
Oh gosh, I feel like so much always. We're thinking about doing a little hangout where we either watch Twilight or a bunch of Taylor music videos for the patrons. Probably like next weekend.
Yeah, so technically it'll be lightly November.
This upcoming weekend, it'll be lightly November.
Barely. But also we'll be pausing the Patreon in November. Yeah. So this will it'll be the October hang. It'll just be a little bit November.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like everything's still going to be available on the Patreon, but people will not be charged in November. No new episodes are coming out. We'll still be around. Reach out to us. Say hi. Tell us what's happening. But it's just because I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed. We're living our lives over here.
We're preemptively taking a break before we get burnt out so that we don't have to like have a full MenTB.
Yeah.
And also, as of the day we recorded this, the Hot Ones episode is up. Mm-hmm. It's on our Patreon. So if you're a patron, you can view it. And also, if you're not a patron and you're like, I don't want to subscribe and then forget to cancel, totally get it. For $5, you can watch that. It's an hour-long episode. We ask each other questions the whole time. Lots of laughs. We die a little bit. And all of the money from that video that we make will be going to the Pluto Cancer Foundation. If you purchase the post, there's a link in there to the Pluto Cancer Foundation site, so you can check it out. There's also links in our bio about that.
For also the Breast Cancer Coalition of Rochester as well. Yes. Is another place that we're encouraging people to donate to. Those links are in our link tree. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's that. I think those are all the housekeeping things.
I think so. The house is kept.
The house is kept. So who wants to go first? I don't remember. I think you went first last week.
Yeah. Do you want to go first?
I'll go first. Let's get down bad, folks. Down bad. All right. I've been waiting. My first note is just I've been waiting for this one. Turn it up, because I've been talking about this song as being one of my favorites off of the album, like since the album came out. Mm-hmm. Whatever it is about this song, there's narcotics in it. I'm literally every time this song comes on, I'm just
you're down bad.
I'm down bad. This is the 4th track from the Torture Poets Department. It is a Swift Enough production. Taylor said that she wrote the song comparing the idea of being love bombed, where someone rocks your world and dazzles you and then just kind of abandons you, as an alien abduction where you sorry, the rest of the quote is abandons you as an alien abduction where you were abducted by aliens. Why did she say it twice?
We know she likes repeating things.
That's true. Repetition is the key to remembering things. That was just as I was reading that, I'm like, this sentence is still going.
Also, I like that I didn't realize that like both of our songs are kind of about the aftermath of love bombing. So another parallel. The spookiest thing you can be is a love bomber.
So true. Okay, so now we're going to get into some thoughts from critics. So firstly, Chris Willman from Variety. I went on a whole journey with this, as evidenced in my notes, and I wrote down
to go with you on this.
Every step of the journey. So he described the song as having a sinuous groove, and I thought that was really gross, because I was thinking about sinew, like...
Is it not sensuous?
No.
Like with an I?
So sinew, spelled SINEW, is like, there's sinew that's like connective tissue.
Connective, yeah.
Yeah, gross. So I was like, what are you talking about? Chris, what are you talking about?
Bone!
He really said spooky, scary skeletons. So I was confused, and I was like, that's gross. And then I Googled it, and it turns out sinuous means it has many curves. And so it's not gross. He's just studying for his SATs, I guess. I've never heard that word before.
This is like when they said that So High School had extraneous football references. And I'm like, calm down. We get it. You got a 1600 on the SATs. We see it. We got it.
Man, it was probably the same guy. He also said that this song has one of the best grooves, perfect for any workout queen's most depressed cool down.
That sounds like the word scramble that is like Spotify day lists.
Workout queen's depressed cool down.
No, that literally could be a day list title.
I think
that might be my day list right now.
I think I'm going to make my new playlist for November that. Workout Queen's Depressed Cool Down. That's what I'm going to name it. If you guys want access to it, just let me know. I'll post a link. So one fun thing about me is when I listen to the song around the house, if I'm alone in the apartment, because I don't want to look crazy. I can be crazy. I just don't want to look it. This song will play. I have a whole dance to it.
Incredible.
It involves like dropping, because she's down bad. So you got to drop, and it's great. And I highly recommend it.
Do aliens come in it?
Not yet, but maybe someday.
One day when the production budget goes up.
I'm home alone, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, a UFO. All right. Jason Lipschitz is back.
Hey.
Our man's. Okay, so he ranked Down Bad as the 6th best song, the 31 tracks in the Tortured Poets department. He described it as one of the album's purest pop pleasures. Thank you, Jason. You rock. He gets me, He gets me. Jason, come on the pod.
Jason, come on the pod.
My original ranking for this was, I think it was at number 2, and I think it stayed there. It's between 2 and 1 because I can do it with a broken heart. But there's also there's so many bangers on this album that it's constantly changing depending on my mood.
Fair.
This is Taylor Swift's, as I wrote here for some weird reason, most cussiest song. There are 18.
She does say fuck a lot.
18 times.
18 times?
18 times.
Damn. She's like, I'm making up for lost time. I didn't swear until midnight or until Folklore.
Now it's just over and over and over again, and we love it. And I think that's really funny that I'm covering the song, that I like it so much, because as you guys know, the rule is that I say the F word once per episode.
But, your mom's rule is that you can say it if it's in a song.
Exactly.
So it cancels out PEMDAS.
Exactly. So by the transitive property of the word, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I can say it. I'm like winding up to it. I'll get there. All right. So anyway, everyone thank the aliens for this. You're going to hear me break my rule. This song apparently leaked 2 days prior to the album drop, but I'm never on the internet, so.
I don't listen to leaks.
There you go.
Don't do it.
A shortened version of this was added to the Eras Tour set list on May 9th, 2024, featuring the little UFO moment.
It's so cool. The TTPD set is so cool.
Yeah. And there are Down Bad Crying at the Gym sweatpants available on the Taylor Swift merch store.
Oh, also another thing this week was that the Midnight's cardigan existed.
Yeah.
My mom got it for me for Christmas.
Really? Oh, go Liz.
I mean, I ordered it, but I used her card. And she told me to. She was like, do you want this? And I was like, yeah, do you want me to just order it and charge it to you and ship it to you? She goes, yeah. I was like, amazing. I'll forget about this by Christmas.
Amazing.
I did the same thing with the 1989 cardigan last year. I literally forgot I was getting it.
I'm so glad that you just continue to have all the cardigans.
Because I was like, I can't do this. And then I posted about it on Swiftlore and my mom texted me, so I didn't even ask for it.
Oh, we love Liz. Liz
We
also
do.
was our, she drove us to the bar and back last
She
weekend.
did.
She's really crushing it. Okay, we finally get to the lyrics. For this song being about abducted by aliens and also having the word fuck 18 times. Hey, there's my first one. I know, I said it, guys. The lyrics are surprisingly deep. Maybe that's not surprising considering it's Taylor Swift, but I don't think even I realized how deep they were until I went through them. So first lyric, did you really beam me up?
Scotty.
Exactly. Like we just out of the gate referencing Star Trek. I kind of love that for her. But also like the full lyric, did you really beam me up? Beam me up. Did you bean me? Did you hit me?
Got beaned.
Bunch of beans.
You just got beaned. And then it's just a can of baked beans.
Just like this, one of those stupid pranks where you just like leave a can of baked beans everywhere on their desk or like in front of their door. You got beaned.
So just carry that with you.
Just carry that with you. It's like how people who have Jeeps will like put ducks on other people's Jeeps and say you've been ducked. And I know this happens because my mom has a Jeep. She's been ducked, guys.
Did you really duck me up?
Duck me if I can.
Incredible iconic.
Okay. So anyway, did you really beam me up in a cloud of sparkling dust? So we're getting this idea already of being abducted by aliens, but brought into this magical, mystical world. I love the use of the word sparkling because we've gotten that in a few of other Taylor songs, but also I'm thinking of like Enchanted era, just like that youthful feeling of being in this sparkly place. There was also a note I had last week that I realized I just completely didn't say that I'm mad about, because in Chloe or Sam or Sophia or Marcus, she has a line about being too impacted by youth to know what was going on or something. And as if like being young is being negligent, like being young is being stupid, derogatory. And I thought that was really interesting. But like being young is also having these sparkly feelings, and it's sad, guys.
And I also love the like, did you really, like she's questioning herself. Like she's like, the gaslighting is so masterful that she's questioning her own experience.
Right. She's like, did this actually happen? It must have, but no one believes her. And she gets more into that later in the song in comparison to like people not believing in aliens. So just to do experiments on. So that's one thing that people say about being abducted by aliens is that they do experiments. So continued metaphor. But also it's like he's just manipulating her to feed his curiosity to sort of see what he could do, see what he could get away with. Tell me I was the chosen one. This is where the love bombing comes in. Like saying, I choose you can be this really romantic thing. But sometimes in some circumstances, it's like, I could have anyone, but I'm choosing you. Also, obligatory Buffy reference because she is the chosen one.
We love a chosen one trope.
And also a tragic character. Where are the edits to Down Bad with Buffy? Where is it?
If they're out there, give me. I don't know what that. I hated everything about that.
That hand
I don't know
movement.
why I didn't do like a normal. I don't know how to use my hands anymore. I'm actually just gonna stop using my hands now.
Doubt it, but okay. Showed me this world is bigger than us, then sent me back where I came from. So she's consistently referring to her partners as her whole world in other songs. We've talked about that before. Or that they're alone in the world, like all I can see is you in this world. And here, this partner showed her everything even beyond them. Like this is bigger than anything she's ever experienced before, and now she's just back down to the life she had before. It also reminds me of the line earlier in the album or later in the album, where is the asylum where they raised me, wherever that is.
After.
And so this reminds me of like, you sent me back down to the asylum, basically.
Because also it's like setting her up, knowing that nobody's going to understand what she went through.
Exactly. For a moment, I knew cosmic love. It's so tragic that it was just for a single moment. She had this whole thing. Also, apparently Florence and the Machine has a song called Cosmic Love.
I think, yes, and I think I might know it, but I'm not well enough to sing it right now.
Yeah, Genius was just like, it's their most popular song. I'm like, I don't think that's true.
That seems categorically false.
Shake It Out and Dog Days are right there.
Yeah.
But anyway, she did collab with Florence for Florida. So it could be a reference or it could just be the fact that it's the same idea. And then we get into the chorus. So melodically and production-wise, these verses are very up in the air. You can kind of almost see like the beam of light and the extraterrestrialism. And then we get to the chorus and it's like, now I'm down bad. Like it's like a more modern sound.
It's like she's dropping back to reality.
Whoop. There goes gravity. Whoop.
Whoop. I'm down. I'm crying at the gym.
Just turned into William Shatner. So anyway, here's where I start to shake my ass. Thank you. Now I'm down bad, crying at the gym. So it's that post-breakup moment. This has me think of a lot of things. So firstly, Taylor obviously had to train so much for the Eras tour. She said that she used to like basically be on the treadmill just singing the entire set list while she worked out.
Running on the treadmill, singing
Wild.
the entire. That's cray.
Yeah. So she's
What's her
talked
marathon
about
time? It's got to be good.
I don't think she's ever ran a marathon.
If she can run for
She
3.5
must be able to,
hours
yeah.
straight while singing the entire set,
Yeah, she could
If she
do it.
wasn't singing, she could run a marathon.
She could definitely do it.
For sure, Z's.
So, she's at the gym because she's talked a lot about on this album. Like after this breakup, I just put everything into work and into this tour. So it could mean that, but also it's like you had this whole alien experience and now you're just at a mundane place like the gym. So it's just that stark contrast. Also, it reminds me of how some people literally could never be me. I don't go to the gym after a breakup, but some people are just like, you know what? To spite them, I'm going to start going to the gym. I'm going to get healthy. I'm going to look so good. I'm going to make them so regret what they did to me. And that's another thing. Like you go to the gym, but the grief is still there.
Yeah. And I also think of like, as somebody who was going to the gym regularly when I went through like my last big breakup, I like, you have your little like workout playlist, whatever. And then if you go through a breakup and then you don't update your workout playlist and then a song comes on that you put on because you're like, oh, the song makes me so happy because it makes me think of the person I love. And then it comes on and you're at the gym and you're like, actually, I gotta go. I gotta go.
Yeah, I just think it's really interesting because usually people say crying at the club, but she's saying crying at the gym because she works so hard.
Yeah.
She's not at the club. She's at the gym. So then we go into everything comes out, teenage petulance. And then in quotes, fuck it if I can't have him. I might just die. It would make no difference. Like, these are thoughts of when you're a teenager. Like, every teenager's diary probably has might as well die on it, you know?
Guess I'll die then.
Right. Like, that's very... the emotions are so intense that you're just like, what even is the point, you know? And that's something that when you're an adult, you're like, yeah, I can't feel that way anymore. I'm an adult now, but this breakup happens and she's just like, I'm a teenager again.
Yeah. It's like, I can't, because when you're a teenager, it's like every breakup feels like the worst thing in the world because it is the worst thing in the world and you don't have anything else to like distract you that really matters that much. Like you might have school or friends or whatever, but it's not like when you're an adult, it's like, okay, well, I still got to like go to work and pay my bills and take my dog out twice a day. And like, it's a smaller drop in the daily bucket. Yeah. You can't dedicate as much time to a person as an adult. Yeah. I mean, you can, but it's just harder.
There's also like, there's less room in life to grieve because you have to pay your bills. There's so much you have to do. Yeah. Earlier in the album, in the Torture Poets Department song, there's the lyric, you told Lucy you'd kill yourself if you ever leave, and I told Jack the same about you, so I felt seen. So these are very, like, big emotions coming out. Down bad, waking up in blood. Someone in our DMs, I feel like it might have been Australian Sarah, pointed out that her stitches were coming undone. Mm-hmm. And she's now, like, on the floor or on the ground looking up, just bleeding out because she was dropped. Like, she wasn't even gently let back down. Yeah. She was just dropped.
She was beamed up and then she was dropped back down.
Exactly. Alternatively, when you're on day 3 of your period.
Only day 3.
I don't know. I really went between day 2 and day 3 for that bit, for that joke. You know, the people that get it. All right. Staring at the sky, come back and pick me up. I love how there's this like begging, like, please take me back. But the energy of the chorus, she's just like, please, no, don't go.
Come back in. I also, every single time that I sing this line, I do say, come back and fuck me up instead of pick me up. And I do it every time and I go, that's not the right words. And it totally changes the meaning, but it fits so well.
No, but that's kind of everything.
Not enough fucks were given.
Also, I wrote, so sad of me. She's a soldier who's returning half her weight.
Rude.
Very rude. I agree. Then we get back into fuck it if I can't have us. So she changes from if I can't have him to I can't have us because it wasn't even just about him or her. They'd created a whole like other entity together.
Do you miss us? Her Gracie Abrams song.
Oh my God, I just got chills.
It's so good. It's such a good song.
Wow. Oof.
You gotta, I feel like if you haven't listened to that bridge of that song, you're gonna lose your fucking mind.
Yeah, that song is really good.
Oh.
It's got that Taylor Swift magic on it.
It does.
And Gracie. I mean, Gracie's good. Don't get me wrong.
I really like also her deluxe album just came out last week.
You got me to listen.
Songs are really good.
What is it? I Love You, I'm Sorry? Is that
what it's
called?
That's really good.
Yeah.
The new one that, one of the deluxe songs that like I'm obsessed with, it's also trending on TikTok, is That's So True. Oh, like the bridge of it hits.
I love bridges. All right. Then we get into verse 2. Did you take all my old clothes just to leave me here naked and alone? So the alien's wearing a dress.
The emperor has no clothes.
I'm kidding. Okay. So being naked adds to this feeling of vulnerability. Like she was taken advantage of. Like he took her clothes.
And it's also like
her down.
He took away like that, who she used to be.
Yeah. Yeah, true. In a field in my same old town that somehow seems so hollow now. Like she returned back to this place and it's just not the same because now she knows that there's more.
Yeah.
Sort of similar to going back to your hometown as an adult.
Yeah. I remember like the first time coming back home after going away for college and like how different everything felt, even though literally nothing had changed. I'd been gone for like 2 months, but I was like, everything is different.
Yeah.
There's this poem that I read when I was a senior in high school. It's called Snapping Beans, I want to say. But my English teacher had like our whole class read it. And then she was like, my assignment for you all is next year at Thanksgiving when you come home, like I'm going to send you all an email to remind you to like reread this poem, because it's basically about like going out to college and then coming back and like sitting and like snapping green beans with like your grandma and just like realizing that her life experiences and your life experiences are like never going to be the same now that you've left the nest.
Whoa.
So just fun.
Holy crow.
Bit of existential dread for you.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah.
They'll say I'm nuts if I talk about the existence of you. I mean, as I mentioned before, just like it's partially the gaslighting, it's partially the aliens metaphor, and it's partially when you're in a relationship and you're trying to be like, no, we really had something so special, when everyone's just like, break up with him. And you're like, but he took me to another planet, you know?
Like, well, you live on this one.
And then for the pre-chorus, for a moment, I was heaven struck. So this time, instead of cosmic love, it's heaven struck. From LOML, when your impressionist paintings of heaven turn out to be fakes.
Lommel.
And we get back to the chorus, except now she adds, like I lost my twin.
Trust him like a brother.
Exactly. Also, did the twin flame bruise paint you blue? A lot of all too well parallels in this because it's always on my brain.
Twin blue eyes? Is that in State of Grace?
Twin fire signs.
Twin fire signs.
And then we also get waving at the ship, which made me think about the fact that like the ship's leaving and she's waving at it, even if like he's not waving back, because she's accepted like that he's leaving.
Yeah.
It's just sad. Then we get into the bridge. Lots of words here, but she's basically just saying the same thing. I loved your hostile takeovers. Not typically something that you'd love. Kind of a red flag.
Yeah.
Encounters closer and closer. That's a reference to the phrase close encounters, which usually means UFO sighting. Mm-hmm. So she's saying closer and closer, as in she kept sort of spotting this UFO in the distance. Finally, it got her and then beamed her up. And now she's like back. Also, Close Encounters of the Third Kind is a movie about aliens. All your indecent exposures. Again, weird thing to love, but all right. Love your crimes.
But I also think of like the love your hostile takeovers and like all this. It's like as somebody who's like extremely type A control freak, like Taylor is, like having somebody come in and just be like, here's what we're going to do. And you're like, this sounds great. And also I don't have to worry about it. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Like it can be like a relief when you don't have to be in charge of stuff.
Right. That's true.
And you trust somebody enough that they're going to do a good job of things.
Yeah. Then she says, how dare you say that it's, and it cuts off because she can't even say it. And I love that because one, I love the drama. And then two, he's able to freely say it's over because that's what the end of the lyric is implied to be. It's over. She can't say it.
Yeah.
And she's like, how dare you? How?
Just like our last kiss.
Yeah.
Implied.
Yeah.
That's the end of my song.
Also, it was similar to like, how did it end? I think something I covered where it was similar, where she couldn't even, or the black dog, where she's like, I still can't believe it because old habits
die.
Yeah, so she's done this a few times. I'll build you a fort on some planet where they can all understand it. So she's like, I will literally build a whole new world so that we can make this work if this one isn't working. How dare you think it's romantic, leaving me safe and stranded? I find this line interesting because in New Romantic, she says, please leave me stranded. It's so romantic.
She's just like, that is something that you think before your frontal lobe is developed.
Yeah, she's like, yes, I did say that, but also, how dare you?
Oh, just because I said I wanted it, you thought that I wanted it? Incorrect.
Well, she's like, it's one of those things where like you think you want something, then it happens and you're like, uh-oh.
But also I feel like a lot of New Romantics is kind of like tongue-in-cheek ironic.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, it's so like romantic.
Yeah. But also being safe and stranded is so heartbreaking because like, yeah, she's on the ground now. She's not on some other planet. She's back where she once was. She's quote unquote safe, but she's on her own. You're on your own, kid. You always have been.
And it's like that idea of when somebody breaks up with you and it's like, oh, it's for your own, like, it's not you, it's me. It's for your own good.
Yeah.
It's like, that's bullshit.
Yeah. Because fuck it. I was in love.
I love that line.
Yeah. It's so simple.
'Cause it's also just like, you can't tell me that like I can't be hurt that he left, even if it was for the better. Because like I was in love. Like I was like the Belly's monologue from the first episode of season 2 of The Summer I Turned Pretty. That was a lot of explanation. She's like, I was in love. I was in stupid love. Like, what did you expect me to do? Like that's
exactly. She's
and
like,
that's also so teenage girl.
Right. It's like, maybe you don't believe me. Can you at least believe that I was in love? Can you at least believe that? And it's just so painful. And then she says, so fuck you if I can't have us. Like, the anger is there now.
Yeah. It's either you love me or John Tucker must die. No in between.
So real. And then it's a lot of repetition. Repetition is the key to remembering things. We get more of the chorus, that amazing banger of a chorus in which I drop it like it's hot.
As you should.
I have 2 discussion questions as I bonk into my microphone.
Bonk.
2 discussion questions.
Number 1, bonk.
Okay, I have 3 discussion questions. Okay. And they're kind of totally different vibes.
Okay.
First one, where's your favorite place to cry other than the gym?
I like to cry wherever Speare is.
Oh.
Because only if it's like a real big cry, like full tears running down, because then she will jump on me and lick my cheeks while I'm crying, and it's very cute. And then also I can't cry for a long time because she gets tired of comforting me very quickly and will just go get a toy.
She's a queen for that.
There's only one time where I cried so hard that she like laid on me. But other than that, she usually is just like, all right, you're in a bad mood. I got you, bro. I'm going to go get the most annoying toy and I'm going to put so much slobber on it and then I'm just going to shove it in your face and you're going to stop crying because you're going to be like, ew, what the fuck?
You're going to feel better.
And you know what? It does make me stop crying. So like she's got weird methods, but she got there in the end.
My favorite place to cry is the car. It's also my favorite place to sing. And I've been keeping my cry log all year, actually.
I was doing so good with it until like September, and then I kind of forgot, and now every once in a while I'm like, shit, I'm crying. But just I cry like every day.
Yeah, I cry so much less often than I thought. And which is pretty wild. I did make a spreadsheet.
I started the spreadsheet and then I didn't finish it. And then I was trying to do that thing. And then I think I got overwhelmed with it.
I get it.
I got overwhelmed recording every time I cried. So I stopped.
I get it. Well, I've noticed that I'd say probably 50% of my cries happen in the car.
That's valid.
It's a place where you can be alone. So there you go. All right. Oh, my other question was, do you believe in aliens?
I mean, I don't not believe in aliens, but like green Martian looking guys, I don't know.
Yeah.
But like there's so much out there. There has to be something, but like why would they come here? Like,
hasn't it been confirmed that there is life
there has
off
to
this
be.
planet? I think it's been confirmed.
I don't know if there's like intelligent,
right?
I'm putting quotes around that, air quotes, like intelligent life forms.
There's
like
some
us.
alien listening to this podcast like, hey, what do you mean I'm not intelligent?
I'm like, listen, I don't know your life.
If you're an alien listening to this, sorry, we support you.
We do. Alien rights.
Yeah, I say it has to.
It has
to
to
exist.
like, because I mean, like microorganisms and stuff I think have been found. So like that implies that somewhere or someday there will be intelligent, quote unquote, life out there. I think saying like there's no aliens and there never will be is like stupid. I think it's also fun to think about aliens.
It's fun. I also think it makes bangers of songs like this.
Exactly.
Maybe this is Taylor actually trying to tell us that she did actually see an alien. Maybe there's not a metaphor.
Maybe it's not a metaphor. She got aliened.
I got abducted by aliens and you're laughing. Anyway, that's all for me.
Time for Haunted. So Haunted is track 12 on Speak Now and Speak Now Taylor's version. Like all the songs on Speak Now, it was solo written by Miss Taylor Allison Swift. The stolen version was produced by her and Nathan Chapman, and then Taylor's version is produced by Taylor and Christopher Rowe. Nathan Chapman isn't on any of the Taylor's versions. We don't know why. We probably could figure it out if we looked into it, but I simply don't care about any man that much. But fun fact that I learned from the Wikipedia and then I didn't fact check, so if I'm wrong, who's to say? Haunted Taylor's version is apparently 3 seconds longer than the original. Huh. An extra 3 seconds of wha-bam.
What-too? I was just thinking about What-too again this morning.
The way that when Cursed Romantics by Maud Latour came out and the pre-chorus is like, what-do? And I was like, it sounds like What-too. It sounds like What-too.
For those who didn't watch whatever episode that was from, I don't know. One time I randomly just went, what-do?
So I was like, you're shooting from the hip and you're like, what-do? That was your shooting from the hip noise.
I don't know why I made that noise, but now it's in our psyche.
And also, Wikipedia was really funny. So Wikipedia does have a haunted Taylor Swift page. Like a lot of her songs don't, but this one does. Mm-hmm. And it's defined haunted as an arena rock and goth rock song with an orchestral arrangement.
I mean, that's true.
And also, like, a lot of critics, when the original album came out, compared this song to an Evanescence song, like, just the vibes. And I'm like, the only song that I know from Evanescence is the Wake Me Up, Wake Me Up. Which, I mean, it kind of makes sense because I think that song has strings and, like, dramatic build and stuff. So,
well, that's what Evanescence
And I'm sure that
does.
they have other songs that sound more like this one.
I feel like I'm going to have to do a mashup of those two now. Wake me up, I'm haunted.
And then the visuals can be like Haunting of Hill House.
This sounds amazing.
This is perfect. I'm currently rewatching Haunting of Bly Manor, and I forgot how much of a banger it is.
It's really good. It's been lost in translation, you know?
And also, if you like Haunting of Hill House and Haunting of Bly Manor, you should watch Agatha All Along, the new Marvel show. You don't really have to watch. If you've watched WandaVision, it'll probably make more sense, but like most of the characters are new or have only been in WandaVision, so you really don't have to watch the rest of the universe.
I want to watch it so bad.
You would love it.
Okay, I have to.
The most recent episode, literally, because our bestie Brienne is also watching it, and I texted her and I was like, you are going to watch this and you're going to know why it's my favorite immediately.
I'm gonna add it. I have to add it to like my top priority.
And next Wednesday is the last 2 episodes drop.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'll be able to binge it.
You can binge it.
Beautiful.
In terms of this song being performed, the first time it was ever performed was on an NBC Thanksgiving special for Speak Now at Universal Studios Hollywood. And it was also on the set list for the Speak Now World Tour. She has this giant bell that she like dramatically rings like a gong. It's amazing. She's so dramatic and I love her so much. Was also a surprise song on the Red Tour on May 28th, 2013 in Glendale, Arizona, and the Reputation Stadium Tour on July 11th, 2018 in Landover, Maryland. And then it's been a surprise song twice on the Eras Tour. June 9th, 2023 and 2024. The same day, a year apart.
Really?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Because what happened is I was on setlist.fm because that's like where I check when songs have been played. And so like I just opened a new tab. And so I like clicked on one and then I clicked on the next one. And I was like, oh no, did I open the same tab twice? And it's like, no, she just played the same song as one of the surprise songs on the same day in both places.
Do you think that was intentional?
I mean, what are the odds it wasn't? It's June 9th, 2023. She played in Detroit, Michigan. And then June 9th, 2024 was in Edinburgh, Scotland, mashed up with Exile.
All I can think about is that that's 6'9".
And also like the way that, sorry, I'm
that was so delayed. That was more delayed than the reaction to your boo.
Mine was genuine. Yours was disdain.
I was buffering.
So was I. I just continued to talk through my buffer. In terms of personal connections, when this album came out, I was 13. And so I didn't really relate to it because I never like had a relationship, obviously. But what I did have was a deep obsession with the Twilight franchise. And this song, so New Moon coded.
That's true.
You're not gone. You can't be gone. No.
That's true.
Come on. Don't leave me like this. Why is it kind of, I love the way you line coded. I'm leaving you.
No, you ain't. Come back. You're right.
Why have we talked about Eminem twice this episode?
No, it was last episode and this episode, 2 weeks now.
Yeah. And also earlier we talked about him. We referenced
Lucy. We did.
So we're just on an Eminem streak. This song also is on every Halloween playlist that I've ever made. And it's so Daisy coded from my book, Daisy Flocked, available everywhere now.
Down Bad is also one that we thought about doing for your book
Down
too.
Bad is also very, because she's just out there. She's trying to solve her murder, but also it's like, what if instead of solving murder, I just act like I'm fine,
right,
and have a little party girl summer and just ignore the fact that I'm grieving. What if? So just overall, this song is just about that really chaotic feeling when you're in a relationship and you know the other person is like slow ghosting you and trying to pull away, and you know that no matter how hard you try to make them stay, that's just going to drive them away further. Not speaking from experience. You and I watch.
You're off to a great start.
Fragile.
You
and I walk a fragile line. You and I walk a fragile line. There, I got it right.
Woo.
All the words in a row and everything. In Exile, we always walked a very thin line. Also, Treacherous, I went to look up the lyrics to be like, which lyric mentions a tightrope? None of them. It's just that the live performance from the Red Tour, she walks down like a catwalk and she acts like she's on a tightrope.
Ooh.
And she was barefoot. Interesting choice.
Well, Mirrorball has a tightrope.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not crazy.
There's a tightrope.
There's more tightropes. A lot of tightropes on Folklore. And also, like, You and I Walk a Fragile Line as a first line of the song, the audience immediately knows, like, okay, so this is a tumultuous relationship that's not built on stable ground. But she goes on to, like, describe it as, like, but I never thought, it would, I never thought the fragile line would break for me.
Right.
And it's almost like a sense of dramatic irony where we, the audience, are like, oh, girl, get out of there.
Girl.
And she's just like, but I'm the exception.
But Daddy, I love him.
Exactly. I have known it all this time, but I never thought I'd live to see it break. She never thought that the shaky foundation they built would actually break. She thought that with time it might stabilize and they'd be together forever. And she never imagined that she would outlive this relationship. It's getting dark and it's all too quiet and I can't trust anything now. These lines sound like she's describing like the setup of like a horror movie or something where it's like it's getting quiet and it's dark and I can't trust anything because like she knows something's off. Something is amiss, but she doesn't know what is amiss. And also, like, she can't even trust her own intuition. Like, she can't trust anything now because it's something, she can't even tell what's wrong, but she knows that something's wrong because her partner is acting like something is wrong. So, but, they're sitting there, it's coming over you like it's just a big mistake. Like, it's all a big mistake. Like, they're acting like, oh, you're crazy. Like, nothing's wrong. I'm being normal. You're being weird. Gaslight 101. I went to Gaslight City and they all knew this guy. It's a bit I stole from the internet, but I put my own twist on it. The pre-chorus, whoa, holding my breath. She's waiting for the jump scare. Like, she's just fully tensed up, holding her breath, waiting for something to happen. But you can't, it's like a state of stasis. You can't forever hold your breath because eventually you're going to pass out and then you'll start breathing anyways.
Right.
Won't lose you again. The again of it all. Clearly this relationship, despite the fact that it's on a fragile line and it has ended and restarted before, apparently, she didn't think that this time it would break.
It's also interesting because there's that that phrase of like, well, don't hold your breath waiting for that to happen. And she's just like,
I will.
Thanks, I will.
That was like when I was a lifeguard.
Oh gosh, I'm terrified at where the story is going.
If you go to a pool and you play the hold your breath game, don't.
Yeah, don't do that.
It's the worst because I remember I used to work at like a YMCA pool and like kids would literally hold the ladder and put themselves underwater. I'm like, if you cannot hold your body underwater, you shouldn't be underwater for that long.
Yeah.
It's like, this is not a fun game. I don't care how long you can hold your breath. I would like to hold my job down, which involves you not dying.
You are so strong for working as a lifeguard.
Yo, that was like the worst for my anxiety ever. I don't know why I feel like it was almost helpful because I was like, of course I'm anxious every day.
Right.
I have a high stress job.
Right.
It's fine. Some things made your eyes go cold. But like, the way that I interpret this line is that his eyes have always been cold and he just kind of put on this facade of being like a warm, loving, caring person. And now he's getting tired of her. So he's just dropping the mask and his eyes have gone cold because he doesn't care anymore.
Oh, gotcha. So his eyes have stayed the same, but maybe like something happened to trigger it and just like change your perspective.
Yeah. Well, his eyes went cold. But like, so he's no longer interested in putting the effort to act like he's a good person.
Okay.
Come on. Don't leave me like this. The feeling of watching the person that you're in a relationship with pull away, and like it hurts so much because you're like, I cannot love you enough to make you want to stay. Like that's just not, unfortunately, that's not how it works. I say this as somebody who I dated somebody, and then I was like, I can feel that she's pulling away, and then I was just trying to be like a better version of myself, and she still broke up with me. So not bitter. It's been anyways, I thought I had you figured out. Again, like she thought that she knew who he was, but he was putting on this mask, this facade about like being this loving, caring person. So she knew that person really well, but that was all fake. And she, despite knowing him so well, didn't know. Something's gone terribly wrong. The angst of it all. The angst of like things were going so well. 1 second we were perfect. Now you're halfway out the door.
Right.
The forever and always of it all. You're all I wanted. You were all I wanted, but not like this. From all you had to do was stay. But also, this is just so 19-year-old of like, the only thing that I want is to be in love and everything else will work out. It's a very nice thought. In life, you'll do things greater than boys, etc. Men are irrelevant. Taylor Swift is forever.
That's true.
And then she repeats the come on, don't leave me like this. I thought I had you figured out. Can't breathe whenever you're gone. And breathe. I can't breathe without you, but I have to. And also, again, she's, holding her breath, putting her whole life on pause, waiting for him to come back. She can't turn back now. I'm haunted. It made me think of like unabsorb and what is it in Lammel? She says something. Anyways, like it reminds me of that idea of like trying to undo feelings and not stop feeling them, but make it so you never felt them in the first place. And she can't turn back. She's haunted. And then when I was Googling haunted, the Taylor Swift and X.tumblr.com icon that you are had a post for haunted. And she says haunt on 7 albums and 1 movie soundtrack song.
Let's hear it.
And she has said haunt or haunted on every album since Reputation.
Really?
Yeah. So Speak Now, obviously she said it in Haunted. On Reputation, Ready for It, Wonder How Many Girls He Had Loved and Left Haunted.
Ooh.
Lover, Death by a Thousand Cuts, Now I'm Searching for Signs in a Haunted Club. And Daylight, Not the Things That Haunt Me in the Middle of the Night. Not the Things That Haunt Me. Folklore, Cardigan, I Knew You'd Haunt All of My What Ifs. My Tears Ricochet, You Know I Didn't Want to Have to Haunt You. 7, I Think Your House is Haunted. And then Evermore and Happiness, Haunted by the Look in My Eyes, Would Have Loved You for a Lifetime. And of course, Right Where You Left Me, Still Sitting in the Corner I Haunt. Midnights, Midnight Rain, I guess sometimes we all get some kind of haunted. Florida on Tortured Poets Department, yes, I'm haunted, but I'm feeling just fine. Mood. Guilty of Sin, They Don't Know How You've Haunted Me So Stunningly. And then Beautiful Ghost, which I think she wrote for the Cats soundtrack.
Oh boy.
Too Young to Wander London Streets Alone and Haunted.
That movie haunts me.
I've never seen it because I think it would haunt me as well.
I have never seen it. I don't need to.
Yeah. But yeah, so and that's just haunted. That's not even like all the time she's mentioned ghosts and ghouls and phantoms, etc. So like she loves a haunted moment.
Yeah.
We know she loves Christmas. Does she also love Halloween? Maybe.
I love Halloween.
I do too. You can see my Halloween. You can't, but Abby can.
I see it. It's really cute. I actually haven't done any Halloween activities other than costume karaoke last week.
Yeah, same.
Which is sad, but I've
also bought a lot of Halloween candy, and I have some Twix in my freezer. Ooh. If you've ever had frozen Twix.
No, but that sounds amazing.
You can have one after we record. You can have 2 if you want.
I love you.
I love you. Stood there, watched you walk away. I love this line because the obvious meaning on the surface level is like he's the one who's leaving her, she's standing there, she can't do anything to stop it, but also because this song talks about like him, like his eyes going cold, he's like, you were all I wanted, now you're something else. You're a ghost. Boo.
Ooh. Oh wait, crap.
One job. Take it from the top. We're gonna restart the episode. kidding. But also, like, she's stood there because she's still the same person that she has been all this time. She wasn't putting on an act, and the person that he was is gone. It's walked away. Watch you walk away from everything we had, but I still mean every word I said to you. He can take back what he said and what he did, and he can change, and he can say whatever he wants about, like, how she's wrong about things, but she knows what happened, and she knows that she was always honest and truthful. And even him trying to hurt her by saying, like, this was a lie and this wasn't real, and, like, you're blowing things out of proportion, gaslight. She's like, I know what I said and what I felt, and that's still real, even if it wasn't real to you. It was real to me, to quote Black Widow. Love that movie. And then she's like, let me just do this rebound moment. He will try to take away my pain, and he just might make me smile, but the whole time I'm wishing he was you instead. Yikes. I'm, you know how on Speak Now she, like, made up a lot of scenarios? I like to think this is a made up scenario where, like, she didn't actually have a rebound that she just never felt anything for. But
it also reminds me of that Katy Perry song where she goes, when I'm with him, I am thinking of you.
I sang that at a talent show in, like, 6th grade.
Did you?
Yeah. It was at summer camp.
That's so much happens at summer camp for you.
Yeah, it was a time. But yeah, so she has this, like, I like to think this is imagined version of, like, what she thinks will happen if she tries to date again. She tries to move on, never stood a chance because she's so hung up. She's still haunted by this relationship.
Now I'm thinking about James and Betty with Slept Next to Her, but I dreamt of you all summer long.
Yeah. The pre-chorus, the first 2 lines are the same, holding my breath. Or actually just the first line is the same. So it's, oh, holding my breath again, and then won't see you again. Something keeps me holding on to nothing. So even though he's gone, he's not coming back. She knows that. She knows that that's the way that things are. She's still holding on to the hope that he might change his mind again. Because if he already did it once, who's to say he won't change his mind again? He won't, probably. The chorus happens again. It's the same chorus. It choruses. Can't turn back now. I'm haunted. And then the bridge is only 2 lines, but it hits. Like, the emotion of this bridge and just, like, the way that the whole song has been building, and then it kind of tapers back at this part, and then it builds back up and then drops out again for the last chorus. And then it's so good. The instrumentation of the song
really good. It's, like, cinematic.
It is. This is, I think, one of her more cinematic songs.
Absolutely.
I know. I just know. But the first 2 I knows are almost, when you first listen to it, you're like, oh, she's starting to reach acceptance. Like, she knows that this is the way that things are. Like, she knows he's a ghost, and when something is dead, it can't come back. But then she goes, I just know you're not gone. It's like, girl, you were so close. Because it's like she goes from that, like, almost reaching acceptance and then right back to denial. And she's like,
back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity.
No, she's not back. She's backing away from reality.
Oh, away from reality.
She said, I see your reality, and I'm actually going to go over here to Delulu Land. She knows he's not gone because letting go of him entirely is just too painful for her to face, and she'd rather suffer with his ghost than move on with his memory. You can't be gone. No. Denial is a river in Egypt. And then it goes into the, like, and I just love that bridge of, like, it sounds like she's reaching upset. It
does.
It sounds like, it sounds like she's reaching acceptance. And then suddenly it's like, actually, no, you're not gone. You can't be gone because I still see you. But a ghost of somebody is just a echo. It's not real. And then the chorus is the same, and it just sounds better because of the way the instrumentation hits.
It does.
The outro, the O's, they hit. They're so good. The O's for the outro. So they're like I think this is some of her most, like, emotional singing. And I remember when Speak Now TV first came out, people were, like, worried that it wasn't going to have the same emotion. And some people said it didn't. And it's like, okay, yeah. When you're 19 and heartbroken versus, like, in your 30s and heartbroken, it's a little different. Yeah. But let her live. And then she goes back to the top, starts the first verse again. You and I walked a fragile line. I've known it all this time. Never Ever Thought I'd See It Break. We know Taylor loves to repeat a cycle. She loves to bring it back. She loves to run it back to the top. And I think in the context of this song, straight to the top.
The way that you said, bring it back to the top, and I've just been like biting my tongue not to say bop, 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 and then I couldn't hold it anymore.
You know what? And that's valid for you.
Thank you.
She's in denial, so the song can't just end because she won't let this relationship and this feeling end. So she's gotta run it back. But then she does the same thing that she does in Last Kiss and this song and How Did It End, in the middle of the song that you just did, where she stops. How do you say this? She just stops. Never thought I'd see it. And the break is cut because she's like, nope, there's no break. There's no breakup. Everything is fine.
Everything's fine.
We're actually still together. This is my boyfriend. It's a pile of bones.
Oh my goodness. This is my boyfriend. He's a ghost and he drove me here. That was a Parks and Rec reference.
My discussion question: is being slow ghosted more painful than a sudden breakup?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so much more painful.
So much worse, because then you're just like, if somebody just breaks up with you, then it's like, okay, yeah, it's over, and like I can, move on possibly. But like the slow, because then it makes you like desperate to hold on to it in a way that like if there's like a clean break with like a set boundary, it's like, okay, this, like, we're done. I'm walking away. Like, slow ghosts suck.
Yeah. I was going to make a joke that I'm not a peanut. I don't want to be slow ghosted, but then I realized that's slow roasted. I'm still not a peanut.
You don't even dance like that.
I'm so glad you think I'm funny.
So, I don't have any hint songs.
We don't, because this is our last episode of October, right?
It is, and then we'll be taking November off, which means we will be back on Monday, December 2nd.
Ooh.
And who's to say what we're gonna do? We don't even know yet.
Wait, that's so far away from now. But so thank you for allowing us to have that break. Thank you, September, for the little treats.
And welcome our newest patron,
Alyssa. We had a little song about it before.
We did, because we were like, okay, we gotta remember Alyssa's name when we're recording. And we're like, Alyssa. That was the whole remember it was just singing.
Thank you to our Swiftest tier patrons, Bethany, September, M, Ashley, and Liam. And thank you to Alyssa for joining. And go check out our Hot Ones episode. If you want to donate to a worthy cause, join the Patreon. All the things we said earlier. We'll be around. Keep messaging us. We love you all so much.
Yeah.
And that's that. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Woo.
Hope it's spooky and fun.
Crispy, spooky high five.
Spooky high five.
Spooky high five.
Ooh. Come on. Get out of my house. So much chances to redeem yourself. I want you to know that I almost did a real scare and I almost like just yelled, and I was like, no, that's too much.
Hold on. We can do it. Just one more time.
Boo. And that's all. Bye. See you in December.
Oh, dear.